Russ, and I'm back out on the road again. I was actually on the road yesterday, but I can't use any of that footage. Look at this, a lot of road construction stuff going on here. Alright, make sure he knows I'm there, not going further. Yeah, I was on the road yesterday, and yeah, I had a problem with my audio recorder. I think the cable was having issues or something. It's really noisy, and I didn't want to use the GoPro footage audio because that was really noisy too. I can filter out some of that noise, but it makes some artifacts on the sound of the voice when you do that. So didn't want to do that. So yeah, I had to scrap the entire thing. That was about 50 minutes worth of footage. So I decided I would take this out again. Now, it's about a little over 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. It's about 83 degrees, so it's a hotter day than it was yesterday. And I kind of like didn't really want to go out because it's hotter out here. So what am I riding? I am riding the Magicycle Ocelot Pro. Yeah, this is Mrs. Wright's bike. Well, she always claims things as hers, but I don't think she's been on it at this bike that much. We've gone on small little trips like to the grocery store and stuff like that with it, but nothing major has been done with it for her. And then she's got the Jaguar Rundy, as you know, that Magicycle gave her one of those. Yeah, I have one as well. And so she's ridden that a little bit more, of course. And then she has claimed the Pedigo Avenue as hers. She hasn't ridden that yet at all, so we'll see how well she does on it. Doesn't matter what she claims, I still take it. Still take it and go. So, where are we going today? I have no idea. I didn't know where I was going yesterday either. I just kind of rode around. Just noticed a bungee cord on the ground there. It is not mine. It's somebody else's bungee cord. So the Ocelot Pro has a 20 amp hour battery. Shows that my battery is down to 89% because I rode a little bit yesterday. I charged it up, but I guess I didn't charge it up fully because it shows a lower percentage right now than it would have been. Otherwise, it would have said 100. I'm not going to go that long because it's a hot day. I mean, it could be worse. It could be 90-something degrees, right? All right, I'm going to turn here. Just let people know I'm turning. There's a car behind me, car in front of me, car to the left of me. They're all over the place. So yeah, I just kind of rode around yesterday. I think I'll just do the same thing. I'm just going to ride around. Luckily for me, there is some wind blowing. Not so lucky for you because you might hear some wind noise. But I'm just hoping that the audio recorder does okay this time around. I don't know why it caused the noise last time, but it did not record well at all. That was a rolling stop from the Camry in front of us. Yeah, he did not stop. Neither did I. He did a rolling stop as well. So yeah, we're just gonna ride around. We'll talk a little bit. I have some news for you guys, and then we'll discuss some of that stuff. So first, two things that are new. So on Saturday, I mentioned that somebody was coming by to trade a guitar for a bike. Yeah, he did that. He's one of our subscribers. So I have his guitar and he has my bike. So which bike did it go? Did he take? He got the Engwe EP2 Pro with the second battery. Yeah, and he reported back today saying that he was able to go 28 miles per hour, which is what I told him it would do, and got quite a bit of range out of it as well. So he seems very pleased with his trade. I like his guitar too. I played it at church on Sunday. I gave him a link to the church service. So he subscribed to our church service as well. So good for that. But yeah, it played well. Unfortunately, the person who did our mixing for the audio, you could barely hear me playing on the video. Now, the thing that I've noticed is that we all have different sounds coming to us. We use in-ear monitors, meaning instead of big wedges on the floor monitors where the band can hear themselves, we have earphones essentially, and we set up our own mix. Each individual musician has a separate mixer, so we can pick how we want to hear the mix. I can make the bass louder, softer, drums louder, softer, vocals louder, softer, whatever, you know. So I can hear it and do a good performance based on that. And then the mixer for the house, meaning what the entire congregation hears, that's another mix. And then I think the only thing that the recorder, the video recorder picks up is the microphone that's just hanging out there, and that usually does not sound like how it sounds like when we're playing live. It's usually off by a little bit. You could barely hear me, so it's too bad he wasn't able to hear the guitar that well from me because it wasn't mixed well enough. So for that mix, so hopefully maybe in future ones he'll get to hear his guitar played better. Well, the playing was okay. The mixing of the sound wasn't the greatest for that particular Sunday. So we have some that are really good, but sometimes they don't come out that good. So we all know this route. Like I mentioned, this is really the best route for me to get out of this general area, and so I always take the same route to get out. All right. Now I'm just riding around the streets. Now, yesterday I rode around the streets as well, kind of aimlessly. I'm kind of doing the same thing again. So what is the second news? Well, the second news is my relative, it's actually from my wife's side, decided to pick up the KBO Flip. Remember that bike? Yeah, we did a recent review of the bike. Yeah, she chose that bike because price was right. Obviously, it's a less expensive bike. She doesn't go extremely fast, and it has 2 batteries as well. So she opted to buy that bike. I let her try the Jaguar Rundy as well, and she says, "Wow, this thing's a lot more powerful." And I said, "Yeah, that's the whole point." I wanted her to know that some of the bikes do a little bit better than the Flip in terms of power. But she says, based on what she's gonna do and how she plans to ride, she says the Flip is fine. I assured her that eventually she'll outgrow it and she's gonna want something better. So she could either get another KBO or she could buy a Magicycle or some other brand, right? So I fully expect eventually she will upgrade. Of course, her husband said that he will eventually buy one too. Yeah, the thing is once you try it, it's kind of hard to go back to a regular bike. She was really surprised at how the bike just kind of moves, and she didn't throttle at all. She said she was just pedaling and she could feel the motor kicking in. So yeah, hopefully she'll enjoy it and stay safe with it. So 2 bikes are gone. Yeah, 3 bikes are coming in. Yeah, 3 more bikes are coming in. So we're behind again. We're getting more bikes than getting rid of the bikes. I said one comes in, the other's got to go out, right? Well, 2 went out, 3's coming in. that math doesn't add up quite right. So even though some space got we got some space out of it by moving 2 bikes out, we're still behind the 8 ball because there's one more above it. So this week, I've been hanging around. I'm going to be hanging around, waiting for FedEx. Yeah. So the reason I'm out so late today is because I was hanging around waiting for FedEx. They put a out for delivery. Talk about FedEx in a second here. And it was anywhere from like 9:30 to 1:30. Well, they didn't show up till about 1:45. And they were supposed to get a signature for it. Guy just left it at the doorstep and left. Never even rang our doorbell. The only reason I knew it was out there is because we have a Ring doorbell cam. And of course, if you walk up on our property, the Ring doorbell will essentially pick you up and then send me a signal. So that's the only reason I knew it was out there. So I took a look to see how he dealt with the signature, since he was supposed to get one and he never did. Said it was signed for by FER. What does that stand for? FedEx Ring Cam? I have no idea. Nobody signed for that thing, but he wrote down FER signed for it. Yeah, well, who is that? Wasn't me, I'll tell you that. So, so that's how FedEx delivers, okay? So for manufacturers who use FedEx, know that when you ask for signature required, sometimes they don't do it. I've seen that happen multiple times. I've seen them, well, the Engwe, okay, was leaned up against my garage. A Magicycle was leaned up against my garage. The Engwe, when it was leaned up, I came out and he saw me there. And I asked him about the damage to the box, and he says, well, that's just a box, and then he left. They don't really care. Yeah, they don't take care of your stuff, manufacturers. They really do not. Oh, I gotta turn here. They just dump it. They just want to get it off their truck. And if you ask for signature, they'll just fake it. Yeah, not good. You always know that FedEx will deliver if you have the FedEx app, it'll say out for delivery. If it does not say out for delivery, they're not delivering it that day, even though they promise it. It was supposed to be delivered on Saturday. Well, here it is Monday. Now it's delivered. So what happened to it on Saturday? Yeah, I've seen stuff where it says things are ready for delivery, and then they say, oh, it's coming a day early, and then it doesn't. Comes like a day or two after the original date. You can't trust it. You don't know what they're really gonna do. So anyways, these other bikes are coming in. 2 of them are coming in, I believe, from FedEx. One's coming in from UPS, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, look, a FedEx truck. Wonder if it's the same guy. I doubt it. Not in the same area. So what's going to happen because of this is I have to hang around for these bikes to show up. Now, anytime there's new stuff coming in, it really holds me up. I can't go places. I've got to hang around to get the item. And if I do go out at all, it's going to be late because they usually put me at the back end of the delivery for some reason. I don't know why that is. So it might be late in the day, or I may not be able to go out at all because maybe it's too hot. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But if I can't get to a video, what I will end up doing, if I can't get back outside to do one, I'll just run a previously recorded video and well, I'll sit in the studio and do what we did during the winter. How's that? So at least we'll have some topics to talk about. Anyways, I think, what we need to do is we need to do another question and answer thing. That seemed to have been pretty popular the last time we did it. We haven't done it in a while. So, yeah, let's do this. On today's video, as you're watching, write down your questions, and I will try my best to answer them on the next available video time. How's that? Yeah, could be anything you want to ask. Don't ask me stuff like, is that your real hair? Yeah, that was a good one, huh? No, it was, is that a toupee? No, it isn't a toupee. The toupees don't grow gray. It's just my lousy hair, okay? No, ask anything you want about bikes or whatever, you know. But personal stuff, yeah, I won't answer that stuff. So, yeah, keep it to bikes. All right. Put that down. We'll grab some stuff. I won't answer it on the comment section, and then I'll answer it live on a video. Okay. Now, some people have asked me whether I would do a live stream, and I've really not really wanted to do that at all. First off, I'm not sure how well it would go. People sometimes are working, and I know the image quality won't be as good because I've seen other people's live stream. It's not going to come out 4K, so it's not going to look really good. So yeah, I'm hesitant in doing that. I think our best bet is the way I mentioned, just leave me a bunch of questions and then I'll answer them. You know, the thing with live stream is if you do it live, the guy could only answer one question at a time. So even as though the questions come rolling in, he can't answer all of them. Chances are he can't even see most of them because they roll by him too fast. So I think this format is better, where you ask me the questions with, you know, just in your comments, and then I'll answer them. Yeah, then I try to get to as many of them as I can. So I think it's a better format, really. All right, so do that. Put some questions in there, whatever you had questions on, whether it's an accessory, something about the bikes or whatever, you know, something like that. You know, a lot of people always ask me, what's your favorite bike? I can't answer that question. I've never really quite answered that question because I like a lot of my bikes for one reason or another. So whereas one bike will do well on something, it may not do so well on another thing. So it doesn't mean it's my favorite or not favorite bike. It's just that for certain situations, some bikes are a better choice than the other bike. So don't ask me that question because I won't answer that. All right, so we are again in Arlington Heights. Let me speed my my thing up here. Let's see, where else can we go? Oh, the potential bike path the other way. Let's turn down that way. Oh, here's another potential bike way. Let's go this way. I don't know whether this is the way, but we're doing it anyway. Oh, this street actually has got a lot of mature trees that are creating a lot of shade throughout the tops of this street. Yeah, it gets kind of dark over in this area, but the GoPro kind of takes up the thing and makes it brighter, so you might not notice it as much as I do. So what came in today on FedEx? Well, can't tell you. I never tell you. It's the second part of that one delivery we had a week or two ago, something like that. I said, oh, I got to rush home. Got to get it before someone steals it off our porch. It's the second part of that to make that work. So people were guessing, what could it possibly be? It is bike related in a sense, not specifically a bike thing, but could make our lives easier with the bike. And I'll leave it at that. I have to play with it for a while, kind of get used to it, see how it functions. I'm trying to avoid some things in the road here. See how it functions, and then after I know what I'm doing with it, then I could show it to you guys. Now, it won't be a totally complete review in the sense of it, well, I can't tell you too much about it, but it won't be very technical, let's say that, because I know that if we go too technical with it, it could lose the interest of people. So we'll just talk about it as how it relates to us as bike riders. How's that? It says bike path was this road, but yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. I don't get it. That doesn't matter. We're just cruising the neighborhoods. So so that's the one thing, and then the other 3 bikes are coming in, as I mentioned. Yeah. Still waiting for my X-Needle visors. I don't know what happened to that. It usually comes in pretty fast. I noticed there was 2 other FedEx things that showed that were like 8 pounds each, but I don't know what that could be. Nobody ever mentioned to me that something was coming, and nothing in the 8-pound ranges. And it also doesn't show it was even shipped. It just showed that a label was created for it. No, this is not the street that it said to turn on. Must be this one down here. Who cares? So yeah, sometimes I see that on FedEx. Things get created or something, and it never shows up. Nobody knows what it is. I don't know what it is. Nobody claims to have shipped me anything either, you know, that type of thing. So who knows? Who knows? All right, I'm gonna turn back. So yeah. But we talked about this whole FedEx thing before, and yeah, I think the problems with FedEx still continue. I don't know how UPS is as far as doing things. I know a lot of manufacturers don't seem to ship with the UPS for bikes. Maybe there's a weight limit difference between the 2 carriers. I don't know. But one of them's coming in UPS. Yeah, better grab some water here. One thing I never mentioned that I should probably mention, sometimes you see the water bottle on my left side on the baskets. Sometimes you see it on the right side. Why is that? Well, here's how I do it. If my thumb throttle happens to be on the right side, then the water bottle is on the left side. That way I can throttle and still drink water. And if I have a left side thumb throttle, then the water bottle will be on the right side. That's my determination which side I put the water bottle. All right, now there's no cars next to me or in front of me. Okay, here comes a car. We need those cars to trigger this light. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go up by the sidewalk and push the button. I don't feel like getting up on the sidewalk. So good. This white car is gonna set the automatic thing for us so that we can cross. I mentioned before too, at least here in Illinois, we have a 2-minute rule. If you hang around for 2 minutes and the light doesn't change, you can legally cross the red light. I've done that a couple times, not too often, but a couple times I had to do it. Otherwise, you're sitting around and nothing's happening. I mean, there's no cars, there's nothing. You might as well cross, right? But I've always wondered, how do you prove that to the police officer who happens to ride up and sees you crossing against the red? What do you say? I've been standing there for 3 minutes or whatever, and I'm invoking the 2-minute rule. Will they honor that? Sometimes I wonder. I mean, how do you prove it? How do you prove that? I don't know. So yeah, you can kind of feel the heat sometimes. I can feel the heat on me at 80 something degrees. Okay, the lady wants me to go, so I gave her a wave. I think some of the cars know that if you have to really stop, it's kind of tough for you. So they wave you on. Just make sure you know for a fact they're waving you on, and the fact that they know that you're taking that thing. Because if they change their mind and go, then they run you over. So be careful. All right. Dog was looking at me, but he didn't come after me. And dogs are usually trying to get me. They see you on the bike, they're always trying to get you. But not that dog. This is just walking and looking at me. All right, garbage day for these people apparently. Their garbage cans are out. Once a week pickup. Although I think some places they have a two times a week pickup. We're not so lucky. We get once a week. Although 2 times a week is kind of a hassle too, I think. I mean, you don't have to bring it out if you don't have anything, I guess, but all right. Yeah, the only thing saving me right now is there's a bit of wind, and that wind is a little cooler than the sun hitting me. So it's definitely a plus having the wind sometimes. So what else is going on? Well, a friend of mine's asked me if I had ever heard of a specific brand. She saw a brand, an e-bike, and I guess she talked to the guy. And the guy told her that, I don't even remember the name of the brand, I'd never heard of it before. He told her that he got it for $799. Kind of looks like the Engwe EP2 Pro. Not exactly, but same style of frame. That's a very common type of frame. Even so, that kind of frame looks like the electric bikes too, right? I'm talking about that style of frame. And so he said he bought it for $799, so she wanted to know if it was one of the brands that I had rejected. No, I'd never heard of it before. If I was offered that, would I take it? I probably would reject it. We've already had a bike similar to that. Where am I going? I don't even know which direction I'm heading here. So yeah, I think I probably would reject it because we've already had one like that before. But I will say that the Engwe EP2 Pro is a good bike. That's why I've hung on to it this long. In fact, it was going to be a bike that I would lend to people. If I had a friend came over and says, "Can I try a bike?" I would let them try that one. So we don't have that anymore, and of course I was going to hang on to the KBO Flip too, and let people borrow that one too. And now we don't have that one either. So now there's no bikes to lend out if somebody says, "Can I try a bike?" However, having said that, one of the new bikes coming in might be one that I would lend people to try. It's a little bit better than those two bikes, but I think I would designate that one as the one that would be lent out. You gotta decide which ones you're gonna lend. If 2 people came, I guess I'd probably lend out one of the Magicycle Jaguar Rundies because we have 2 of them. But those 2 are typically what I was hoping to use for me and Mrs. Wright when we go out on trips or something, So I wanted to keep them good. I don't want people accidentally falling on them or something, falling and dropping the bikes. That wouldn't be so nice. And I know that that's a possibility, so that's why anything I lend out, I'm always a little nervous. First off, I'm nervous for the person, and I'm also nervous for the bike. All right, let's see, how many cars do we have behind us? I'm gonna let one more go in front of me. Yeah, now there's another car coming behind us. I want all these guys to go ahead of me because I gotta go to the left. All right, we're just gonna have to go and do it. I'm trying to balance here. Don't want to hop off the bike. I think the balance comes in time for people. I've said this before. If you're riding and you have to slow way down and you really don't want to hop off the bike, in time you do pretty good where you can kind of go really slow and balance, still stay balanced on it. But it took a while to do that. You know, I hadn't ridden in so many years until I bought the e-bike. But yeah, it came back to me. Yeah, I have pretty decent balance now. I have not fallen off yet since the original times after getting the bikes and then having the weakened leg and then the bike leaning towards the side where the weakened leg is. I have not fallen off since. Oh, right here. Now that I say that, I'll probably fall off or something. I've always said that if you want a lot of views on your YouTube video, all you need to do is say, I fell off my bike. Yeah, then you get like 5,000 views. Or I ran into a ditch. You'll get 5,000 views right there. Any type of disaster, you get a lot of views. People like to see other people in pain, I guess. I don't know. No, as tempting as it is to do that, yeah, we don't do that. If I fell off the bike and whatever, I need some footage to show it. You know, like a bloody knee or something like that. Oh, you want to see a bloody knee? I could show you that. Show you a scar on the knee. Yeah, I got a scar on the knee. Yeah. Left knee. All right, let's see. What else? Oh, I have noticed too, in the general area, a couple more e-bikes every now and then. Yeah, sometimes I do run into people with e-bikes. Now, anytime I pass an e-bike, I always have to look and say, hey, what bike is that? I always try to find out what it is that people are riding. Interestingly, the one of the bikes that are coming in, not that particular model, but the brand, I saw out in California. Some guy was, I think he was delivering products, and he was riding that brand. I mentioned it on a video. Now, if you were ambitious, you can go and look up at those videos out in California and figure out which brand it is that I mentioned it on. Hey, that gets views too. You go back and search the videos. Not worth it, believe me. It's a quick mention, you'll probably never find it anyway. But yeah, I did mention the brand. And that's coming in. Now, the interesting thing with that brand, they had contacted me way back when, and I told them I was just too tied up. Couldn't do anything for them. I said, I've got other bikes coming in. I have to fulfill those first. Please wait until later. And yeah, they waited. And then I finally contacted them back and say, I'm ready. And so they said, great. And then so they shipped the bike out. So it's en route en route to me now. Signature required, FedEx. Let's see if the guy drops that and leaves. Usually they don't, but sometimes they do. That's what just bothers me, that they do that. So, as much as I hate having to hang around to sign for it, I don't want people swiping that. You know, it's kind of hard to steal. I mean, bike probably weighs like 100 pounds inside the box, right? So, yeah, you'd have to have a look, FedEx. Not only FedEx, we got Amazon too. You know, people order bikes on Amazon, you know, and even some of the companies that I've done reviews for, they sell on Amazon. But I've always kind of wondered a little bit about that. You know, they sell it direct, but then they sell it on Amazon too. Which one would you buy from if you were to buy? Okay, let's put that out as a question. So who does that? Magicycle does that. Himiway, I think, does that. Some of the companies do it, right? So you have an option to buy directly from the manufacturer or go through Amazon to buy it. Which way would you go? Would you buy it on Amazon or would you buy it directly from the manufacturer? Now I know the Amazon, you know, price is set there, but you also know too that when you buy direct, sometimes they got promos, right? Oh, $100 off, or Memorial Day weekend special, so there's an extra discount, right? I don't think they would do that on the Amazon, do they? I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Which way would you order? Would you order it on Amazon, or would you order it directly on the manufacturer's website? Or you do the right thing and go to the Russ is Right and get the affiliate link and then order that way. Which is what, of course, I prefer you to do, because then I get a little credit for that. So how would you do it? Okay, we'll take the Russ is Right thing out of the equation, okay? Amazon or directly with the manufacturer. Tell me why you would do it that way. If you decide to do one way, tell me why you would do it that way. I think that's a good, valid question to ask. Because sometimes people are afraid to order directly online. You know, I mean, you're talking a lot of money. You're sending it to somebody you don't know. You know, you don't know who these companies are. Okay, some of them you kind of know. I mean, if it's like Magicycle, you know they're established. You know Himiway's established. You know Rad is established. You know certain brands are established, but it is a lot of money to send off to a company you don't really know that much about, other than what you've read on the internet, right? So, yeah, let me know what you think about that. How would you do it? Okay? And then don't forget about putting down questions in general, and then collect those questions, and then we'll do a video again about question and answers. This might be a good week to do it because, like I said, I may have to stay inside to do those videos since I'm waiting around for bikes to be delivered. Alright, I think that's enough for us for today. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching to the end. Appreciate your questions. Appreciate you watching all of the Russ is Right videos all the time. I'll talk to you guys next time. Oh, hit that subscribe button too. Talk to you guys next time.